Hey yo, welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So we're just about 2 months into the MLB season, which of course means that we're seeing some separation with many of the divisions, and of course there are some crazy surprises with who's where. It's actually kind of course this is the first season with all of the changes put in place. Pitch clock, which is 15 seconds for when no one is on base, for when the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher catches it, clock starts. It's 8 seconds for the batter to get themselves ready in the box and looking at the pitcher. Meanwhile, it takes the entire 15 for the pitcher to get the pitch and then throw it. So we have that. We also have the balk rule, where the pitcher can only tick off twice to try and pick off the person at any base. After that, the batter can basically just run on their own, and it's of course created a lot of action, a lot of scoring for many teams, and it seems like some teams are actually kind of getting better just because of how the rules are. So let's start off with actually a sort of surprising division is the AL East. We have Rays, Orioles, Yankees, Jays, and Sox, which it's kind of flip-flopped kind of division right now, but in the last couple of years the Orioles have been getting very good. If you don't realize, they actually have one of the best farm systems right now in all of the league. They of course have Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson. They got rid of some old heads, you would say, like Mancini. You've got I think I'd say Gunnar Henderson already. But you have also Jackson Holliday, Matt Holliday's son, destroying it right now in the minors. I think 18 years old, got drafted last year. I actually thought it was a joke. I thought it was a girl at first. My bad, Jackson. But yeah, if you don't know who he was, it didn't click in my head that it was him. I thought it was like a 10-year-old girl. Again, my bad. But yeah, this is a very good division right now. Actually, it's basically one of the best. Right now, the last place Red Sox would be in second place, and the Central would be they would be in fourth place in the West. So for a while, it was actually AL East. Every team in the AL East would be basically almost in first in every division. That's how good this division is. And yeah, of course, the major surprise was the Yankees coming out and basically kind of just being really not great. They were in last place, but they of course worked their way up, and they're now 6 games over the Red Sox in last, and just 6 games back of first. AL Central might be one of the worst divisions and the most average crap divisions there is in the entire league. They're so close to each other, but the first couple are so close to each other, and then it just drops off 6 games. So Twins, Guardians, Tigers, White Sox, and Royals. Royals have not been great since 2015, since they won against the Mets in the World Series. But yeah, the Twins, Guardians are both holding it up over there. This is where one of the surprises comes in. You got the Rangers first over the Astros, Angels, Mariners, and then the Athletics. And the Athletics are just absolute shit at this point. 12 wins. That is, I think, by far the most amount of least amount of wins. Yeah, every team has at least 20 wins. No, Royals have 18. So besides them, every team has 20 wins. But yeah, the big surprise was the Rangers. They end up getting, of course, had a big signing this year with Jacob deGrom, but they also had signed last year with Seager and Simeon. They're just not Bones on the Phillies. I'm blanking on this guy's name right now, but his team is finally becoming what they thought that they would be. Let's see if I can find it really fast. So where it is. Catch John Heim. That's why Boehm, Heim, kind of slightly the same in my head. But you have a weird signing. Andrew Heaney is there, and he's actually been doing like decent, better than he was when he was on the Yankees and the Angels. But yeah, this is one of the major surprises, having the Texas Rangers above both. Actually, the Seattle Mariners have made a case for themselves in the last couple of years to be one of the best teams, but they're of course falling back. And yeah, but the Rangers are above the Astros right now, which of course with the signing of Jose Abreu, that became kind of like, oh wow, this team might just become a dynasty. But yeah, the Rangers are coming out really hot. Moving on to the National League, we have this National NL East is kind of the same thing as the AL East, where many of these teams are just so close to each other. You have a 5-game difference, a 5.5 game difference between first and third. Of course, it's always been a fight with Atlanta and the Mets. But right now, the Braves are still hanging up there. They've been doing really well. They're a 2-game win streak right now. So yeah, this is one of the better. But how people are saying the AL Beast, they're kind of the NL Beast, kind of like with the NFC East right now with the Giants, Commanders. You have like the other ones, but Phillies, and yeah. So this is again. This is one of the better divisions we have here that are so close, but they're good. It's not like the Central teams where they're close, but they're average. They're close, but they're good teams. Central, again, very, very average division. It's always a throw up at the end of the year. There's always a three-way tie between teams. But right now we have the Brewers, Pirates, Cubs, Reds, and Cardinals, which Cardinals actually were on a horrible losing streak. And then I actually was talking to people when it was right after Mother's Day. They went on a little heater. They had their Sunday night baseball game, which they won. I'm trying to find that little streak that they had. So yeah, Sunday, March 14th, they went on a little streak for 4 games, lost, but then won again multiple times, but then kind of went backward. They lost 2 full series in a row to the Angels and Dodgers. They almost lost a full series to the Giants. They've been just kind of bouncing back and forth again. But yeah, this is just such an average division. You have them all within 5 of each other. Or the whole entire division is within 10 games of each other. That's how close they are. But moving on to the NL West, we have again one of the next biggest surprises, probably banking off and getting assistance from the new rules, is the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have the exact same record as the Dodgers. And that's just been a major surprise. Having a team basically been just thinking that they're washed up, just not good. Kind of just we're gonna win team against them. They've really come out and just putting their all out. They've signed Corbin Carroll. They have Pevin Smith is doing well. There was a couple games ago, you have Corbin Carroll is running from first to home, back-to-back inning. I think it was back-to-back innings. 10 seconds. Took him 10 seconds to get from first to home twice. And I think in that time, that was 3 runs right there. Because I think the second time there was a guy in front of him to score. So you're having 2 runs going back-to-back with the same guy. That's a shitload of sorry for the curse. That's a lot of offense right there, coming from one guy in 2 to 3 innings, plus one guy going probably in front of him on one of them. But yeah, this is again from the entire division is actually within 10 of each other. But yeah, biggest surprise kind of right now is the Padres. They're under 500 right now. they're not doing well. They kind of do, like, there's a whole lot of talk with Soto and having Tatis be back in their lineup. Of course, people are mad that he is back. He's cheating, all that with the steroids. But yeah, just a crazy amount of surprises right now, and I'm banking on more to happen. So I'll definitely stick around for those updates. Subscribe for them, and turn your post notifications on for that. I wanted to get to this because it's a crazy story that this guy just kind of disappeared. If you had the luxury of watching Stephen Strasburg pitch back when he was good and actually had an arm, and so between 2010 and it says here 20, I give it even 2019 right now, when he had at least a 3 ERA and was so good, and he just unfortunately had so many problems back to back, and just basically has not been able to pitch. He has pitched one game. He's pitched 8 games in the last 3 years, and he has not pitched at all, of course, this year. But he is unfortunately probably never going to be able to pitch again. News came out a couple days ago that he has severe nerve damage. I think it's in his elbow, which of course that usually means Tommy John in some way, or I think he's had Tommy John multiple times already. But yeah, this is just really crappy news for him, anyone who's able to watch him, the Nationals, because one of the things is that they signed him to a massive contract in 2020. Signed to a massive contract. It was for 7 years, $245 million. That was that time one of the biggest contracts in all of baseball. And it looks like it's all guaranteed, and he is in a full no trade clause, so he can't even leave. They can't even be thinking to get him off the team, and they have him until 2026, which is just, he's been getting $35 million every year. This sucks because as I said, if you had the privilege to watch him play, he absolutely had Cy Young candidate written all over him. He was one of the most dominant starting pitchers in the league at that time, and I'm sure that it's just like all the dominant pitchers then, they became even dominant now for the most part. Some of them have fallen off, some of them have gotten better, but yeah, this is just terrible news for him. Of course, I would love to have seen him play. But when this came out, I was like, he's pitched 15 games in 4 years. This is not happening. Especially with having extreme nerve damage in your throwing arm. Not a good sign. So, of course, wish him luck to hopefully get back out there. Maybe have something happen with him, just be able to throw a couple games out. But yeah, it looks like possibly his career is over. It doesn't matter about the money, I'm sure with him. He probably just wanted to pitch and live out his dream many years down the road. But yeah, unfortunately, this is the reality, and he probably won't ever be out there again. But sorry to leave it on a sad note. But yeah, he was so good. But subscribe for updates, and turn on post notifications so you can see when I upload, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!